Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the one and only ProBoh show. Here we are on a Monday. Yeah, it's Monday, guys. Welcome. Welcome. The worst day of the week. You know, screw you guys who say it's a Tuesday, man. You have no idea. You know, you have no idea. Come on. I mean, look, all right, I get it. Tuesdays like that, you know, you still Questa Arriba, you've got no weekend in sight. On a Monday morning, you can still taste a little bit of Sunday. I get it. Which is worse for you, Natch? Tuesday, right, you said?
Yes.
I have to say, undoubtedly, for me, Monday. I'm mourning the weekend, so I'm wearing black today. Hello, Ladybo. Hello, Kubla Khan. Welcome, guys. You are tuned in to the ProBoh show with you all week this week, I think. Mr. Richard Vaughan is live tomorrow from 7:30 to 8:30. Very excited about that. But I'll be with you all week. Oh my God, I think this is our first full week together. How beautiful. I want to say a big hello to the people joining me in Twitch chat. Twitch.tv// The Rob and Andy Show. But I have to warn you guys, next week, or maybe at some point this week, that URL will change. If you want to keep up with the content of the ProBoh show, you'll have to do it on my channel, twitch.tv/ Professional Bohemian. But right now, we're on the Rob and Andy Show. Ladybo says, good morning, sweetheart. And Kubla Khan, good morning, persuasive friends. Let's see how persuasive I am today. I think that's in reference to our unpopular opinion. Did you see today's unpopular opinion, Natch?
Yes.
It was kind of inspired by you on Friday's show, or was it Thursday's show? I can't remember now. You said that would make a good unpopular opinion. Can't remember what it was I said. I think I said children suck, which they do. Nah, children don't suck. Or do they? I mean, we'll figure that out later on in the show. Today's unpopular opinion is being a parent. Is it worth it? Yes or no? Is it worth it? Merece la pena? Is it worth being a parent? How do you think people answered, Natch?
50-50, I think.
You think 50-50? Okay. All right. I will reveal the answer in the second part of the show, but we are going to deep dive today's unpopular opinion. Kubla, good morning, persuasive friends. How did your weekend turn out? I'll be honest with you, Koobs. I was ill on Saturday. Ill on Saturday. I slept until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh my God, man. I don't know if I was ill, I was tired, I don't know what was going on. But yeah, I felt terrible. And then bit by bit, I got a little better. And then yesterday, I had a really productive day. There's a ferrier going on by our house, Natch, and we can hear it from our window. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? The beautiful sound of people screaming and fairground rides and horrible crap like that. I don't know what I prefer, the man who plays the bagpipes or the feria de no sé qué that's happening over by our barrier. So he said to Ladybo, I said, hey, Ladybo, I'm going to get some work done, and this afternoon we're going to head to the feria and we're going to play some games and ride some rides. And obviously we did none of that, and we stayed in and watched TV. It was beautiful. But the intention was there, you know. Kubla Khan, good morning. The Bridge, good morning, Rob. Good morning, Bridge. How you doing? Nice to see you today. If you want to be like Ladybo, Kubla Khan, and the Bridge, and participate in today's content, very easy, guys. Twitch.tv/ The Rob and Andy Show. And you can see me here with my big bald head. You look and sound fine to me. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better today than I was. Yeah, a lot better. The Bridge, you talked about your favorite things, children and horses. Yeah, that's right. Oh, don't think horses are going to escape my wrath. We're going to make an unpopular opinion about horses. I mean, I just don't get it, Natch. Horses, they just have amazing marketing, man. It's just like, it's the animal you're deemed a monster if you hate them. You know what I mean? Born to Iron Man, good morning, good Monday morning, Rob, Natch, and folks. Good morning, Born to Iron Man. How you doing? So, how was your weekend, Natch? What did you do this weekend?
Birthdays.
Oh,
Only
dude, more
birthdays.
birthdays.
My daughters. I was a little bit ill as well.
Did she blow the candles out on the cake?
Yes, of course.
So she was ill, she blew the candles out.
Yeah, and now
everybody's
I think
ill.
by today or tomorrow, everybody should be ill.
I love it. It's like, it's the CDC. If the CDC really cared about public health, they would ban child's birthday parties. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get into more of this parenting. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? I mean, it's all about perspective, I guess. For me, like Sunday was a good day, but today I've experienced the most forgetful day ever. It's only 8:30 and I've managed to forget my reading glasses, my house keys, and probably more things that I've forgotten. I don't know if that's an age thing or if it was because I was just experiencing the Monday blues, or mourning the weekend. Every Monday I should buy myself a black armband and wear it every Monday morning. Come on. Tuesday's not so bad, man. Tuesday, you're making progress towards the weekend. Monday is just like a black hole of nothing. And the worst thing is, I've already drunk my coffee for the day. Yes, on Friday, I think I drank about 8 cups of coffee or something. And then the last cup of coffee had Fitz's poison in it. Not poison, he put crema de arrojo and he filled the coffee up as if it were milk. My God. I felt ill this weekend. I go riding on horseback occasionally. God bless your soul. May you be safe. I would, if you like riding on horseback, vas a flipar con un autobús, macho. Vas a flipar. They're a lot cheaper to maintain. They travel quite quickly. See, I can see you all here in the chat trolling me because of my hatred of horses. As always, your tears are delicious and your anger fuels me. It's like breakfast. Kubla Khan, hi there. Just arrived from the Pyrenees, says Born to Iron Man. Good for you. Born to Iron Man, I saw your Instagram. Born to Iron Man is, I believe you're a triathlete, if I'm not wrong there. Good morning, Freya Loff. Freya Loff, welcome. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Was it worth it? Asks Kubla. Vas a flipar nivelazo. Thank you. See, Natch is abandoning me on the nivelazo, sir.
Nivelazo.
Thanks, Natch. Dude, nivelazo. Vas a flipar con un autobús. Dude, Coobs, if you enjoy horseback riding, wait until if you just look into the future, you'll find a thing called the bicycle. Oh my God. Vas a flipar, macho. They don't need a stable. You don't need to feed them. They don't smell like poo. Because let's face it, guys, horses do not smell pleasant. Have you ever been horseback riding, Natch?
Only once.
It's like riding a toilet, basically.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was a very good experience.
No, dude.
No.
There's so much about horseback riding I don't like. The smell, the flies. It's like basically riding around a giant turd. And also, the idea of just being carried around on another creature's back. Like people say, no, the horse likes it. How the hell do you know the horse have you asked the horse? At any point did you stop and say, yo, Ed, do you carry me around? Is that a good thing for you? Because I'm pretty sure the horse would say, well, I'd rather you didn't. I'll be honest. Whatever. Jeffa, what's up? Hello, Jeffa. Vas a flipar nivelazo. The bridge. Having children is very... Oh, are we getting into the unpopular opinion? All right. Okay. You guys, vosotros mandas por aquí. Okay, let's do this. Let's go to the unpopular opinion. Okay, unpopular opinion o'clock, friends. So I released a poll on my social media. PROBH. No. Ignore me. It's Monday morning, guys. Give me a break. PROBOH. Arroba PROBOH on Twitter. Okay. Arroba ProBoh. This is the ProBoh show. BOH. That's the confusing part. or arroba professional bohemian on Instagram. Bohemio Profesional, type that into Google Translate, you'll get my URL or handle for Instagram. I released a poll. Parenting. Is it worth it? Is it worth being a parent? Nowadays, or whenever, however you want to work with that statement. Is it worth being a parent? Simple question, yes or no? Okay, here we go. And the bridge is contributing to to what we're talking about here. She says, having children is very well worth it. However, it depends on your circumstance and mindset. I have had two specific stages in my life. Right now, it would be a nightmare for me. I am no longer too hot multitasking for obvious reasons, if you know me. So that's a fair point. Having a child, is it worth it? Well, it depends very much on your circumstances, where you are in life, what point you are in your life. I like that. Kubla's laughing at my giant turd comment. That's what a horse is, basically. And a lot of people trolling me about horses. Let's go to the oracle, Natch. Natch, what do you think? Having a child, being a parent, is it worth it?
For me, it is. I understand people who don't think it's not. Some who think it's not.
Yeah.
It's very time consuming. It's very, I don't know, a lot of responsibility, but I wouldn't say my kids for anything in the world. So for me, it is. But I understand that it's difficult. It's not easy, the parenting. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know. Look, this is, for today's unpopular opinion, I have no skin in the game. That's an English expression or an American expression, meaning that I'm not personally invested in this topic because I have no children. Will I have a child one day? Who knows? Maybe. In fact, I would go as far as say, I hope so. I'm getting old now. I don't want to be like Charlie Chaplin, have a kid in my 70s. I just don't have the energy for that. So yeah, here we go. So, being a parent, is it worth it? I want your opinions in the chat, twitch.tv/The Rob and Andy Show. Yeah, I'm mixed on this. Like a very important decision was just made in the States. I don't know if you're up to date with this, Natch. The reversal of Roe v. Wade, making abortion, well, not making it illegal, but giving states, the individual states, the ability to ban abortions. It's a very polarizing topic. I'm not going to get into it. If you want to know my personal view, I want to know your personal views, folks. So I'll tell you mine. My personal view is I'm pro-choice. I think a woman can do with her body what she wishes. Why do I think that? Because, I wouldn't want government mandate on what I can and cannot do with my body. Do you know what I mean? And I wonder if men were if men was the gender that gave birth, if that decision would have been reversed or not. But I respect people who are anti-abortion. You know what I mean? I respect their opinions. What amazed me with this whole debate that's happening online right now is that people are saying like, well, abortion's illegal now I'm just going to have 1,000 babies. Dude, use a condom. You know what I mean? There are several ways to avoid pregnancy. Maybe pick one. But whatever. That's not really the topic, but it does does run in parallel that debate. Is it worth being a parent? Say you were unexpectedly pregnant, you and your partner. Is it worth being a parent? That's the question. That's the unpopular opinion. And I want you guys to go ahead and vote on that on my Twitter, Professional Bohemian, arroba PROBOH, or on my Instagram, arroba Professional Bohemian. All one word. Definitely depends on your circumstances, says Jeffa. Kubla Khan, being a parent's always worth it. You get a feeling of fulfillment and you provide the world with a youngster to help keep the planet spinning. Do they though? Do kids really help keep the planet spinning? What they do is make sure that we have something to retire, some kind of money to retire with, right? I mean, that's my point. Yeah, I want everyone to have kids except for me because I want to retire one day. So have your kids, make sure they're all employed, paying their social security, so one day Rob can retire and relax. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, that's a selfish way of looking at it, but we're going to be in real trouble in a few years. Not enough kids to pay for our retirement here in Spain. You know, our generation, Natch, we're going to work until the day we die. That's a fact, man. You know? Well, it's not a fact. It's speculation. But it's certainly what I observe, or what I feel, the way I feel things are going to go. So having a child, depending on your circumstances, but what circumstances are those? Like my mother was a single mother, and she relied heavily on my grandparents and her sister to raise me. Those weren't ideal circumstances, right? Those weren't ideal circumstances. So, you know, they say having a child is one of those things that once it happens, you know, it's never the right time to have a child, but once it happens, you know, you find the time and you find the means. Yeah, how much money would you say it costs to raise a child to the age of 17, Natch? If you were to guess.
The total amount?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. Very bad with numbers.
I read an article breaking it down in US dollars, which is not the same, obviously. We live in Spain. In Europe, it's different. But I know we have a lot of international listeners. In US dollars, it was around 200,000. Let's see if I can find that. I think it was around $200,000 from child from baby, from potato to 17-year-old, you know? Basically from potato to the age where they hate you. Irrationally. Let's see. How much does it cost? How much does it cost to raise a child? Here it is. An average of $233,610. Say that number again for you. $233,610. Is it worth it to be a child? Depends on what value means to you, I guess. You know what I mean? Is value to you measured monetarily? In which case, maybe having a child isn't. You know, why do people even have children? That's a question worth asking, right? You're right. Spain has the lowest birth rate in Europe with 8.221 births per 1,000 people a year. Seems like Durex is making a killing, he says. Let's get a nivelazo for the Coobs, please.
Vaya nivelazo.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I wonder why that is. If you were to speculate, why is Spain, you know, having, why does it have such a low birth rate? Interesting question. Yeah, that's right, Jeff. $233,610 to raise a child from zero, from potato to quasi-adult at 17. Yeah, I mean, so what is an investment? What is that investment? Like, why did you decide to have kids, Natch?
Well, it was like an altruistic thing. Like I thought, well, I had a very good life. I want to give it away to someone else.
Yeah.
And I wanted to experience, of course, I like children more than adults. I have to admit. So I love being surrounded by children, but I wouldn't. Well,
I like to be around children. Just like they're very dependent on the number of children. You know what I mean? When it's over 2, I start to freak out. You know when you hear that background noise, it is just that's when you know my brain shuts off. Gumersindo's at the wheel, and I just stand in a corner with an enigmatic smile like the Mona Lisa, just waiting for the bad things to go away. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, okay, so those are some fair points, right? I mean, why do I want to? Why in the future, if I have children, why would it be? Because I think. All right, here we go. Insurance policy. I can't be the only person who thinks like this. An insurance policy. When I'm in my 70s, I want a young body around to help me out, to take care of me. You know what I mean? I want Christmases to feel magic. You know, I want it selfishly. Like, you guys know how I feel. Altruism doesn't exist. What does being a child benefit me? You know? And that's it for me. It's that. It's old age. Having someone to be there for you in old age. Is that a rational thought to you? Is that something that you think, well, you know, because it's a gamble at the end of the day. Because maybe what you have when that child turns 21 and you're in your 80s is a child that says, well, let me find the cheapest and closest retirement home to throw them in their potato years, you know, where they're not contributing society, somewhere where they can be forgotten. And that sadly happens a lot, right? That sadly happens a lot. I guess $233,602 can be invested in cocaine and hookers as well, says Kubla Khan. True story. It can. But not much of an investment, not much of a return on that investment there. You know, I mean, what else in life would you invest that money in? I guess if you already own your own home, you know, and you've already paid off your own home, then it's quite you know, it's quite easy to see how that investment might be worth money, because we sadly look only at the tangibles when it comes to investment, right? So you invest in a home, your home increases in value as property should. I mean, I know we've gone through some housing bubbles, but it should, and nearly always does, depending on when you've invested in the house. Increases in value. It's a worthy investment. But spending that money on children, do you get a return on that investment, really? You know, probably not tangibly. You can't sell your child after you've raised it at 17 for more than you've spent, right? You can't. It's impossible. I mean, you could, but you'd probably go to prison. And I doubt you get $233,000 for it. It's enough money to pay for a good flat, says Jeffa. It is. That's a fair point. So what are the intangible benefits of raising and having a child? You know, I would say that company. You know, basically, if you know, I mean, I have to frame it the way I know it. Like, I own dogs. And I invest an irrational amount of money in my dogs. Okay, I take them to the vets. I buy them food. You know, and what do they give me in return? Occasionally they pee on the floor, and I have to walk them every day. And you think, well, wow, Rob, for such a wise man, you're not getting a return on that investment. And I think the people who voted that no, it's not worth having a child, think of it in those terms. Okay, there is very little return on the investment in having a child, owning a dog, you know, falling in love, all these kind of intangibles. I mean, intangibles in economics is a relatively new concept. Like what we do here on Vaughan Radio, that's an intangible asset that Vaughan creates. It's you know, I mean, it can't be held, it can't be, you know, it can't be. It's not something that we can touch with our hands, but it is something that has value and can be sold. It's an intangible asset. Altruism doesn't exist. I'm afraid Teresa de Calcutta begged to disagree. Yeah. Well, you know, she never met me, and I would be happy. I would have been happy to debate her on the subject. Altruism doesn't exist. It doesn't. Everything you do that is for a positive reason is done essentially to make yourself feel better about something, or to improve your own situation. You know? That's my belief. Hey, guys, and if you disagree with that belief, that's fine. I don't care. So, what are the intangibles of having a child? It's that. Company. The same with a dog, right? I have a dog because when I walk home from work and I open the door, there is a little creature there that's just excited and happy to see me. You know, and probably between the ages of potato 0 as a child and 7 or 8, it's the same thing. You know? And then after that, when they hit teenagers, once they pass the threshold of 11 or 12, then it's a gamble whether they're going to be happy to see you or not. Do you worry about that, Natch? Do you worry about when Lil Natch becomes a teenager?
No, worry, no. I'm curious. I don't know.
Yeah.
I worry, no. I know more than her.
That's true.
Than him.
But the problem with teenagers is that, you know, teenagers know everything. That's the problem with teenagers. You can't tell them anything because they already know anything. When you get older, you realize how little you know. That's when the real learning happens. Some first world pets have a more comfortable life than many children. True story. True story. You know? Oh my God, that's the noise. Oh hell, guys. This first section of the ProBoh show has gone really quickly. But don't worry. Don't worry. After the break, we will reveal the results of our unpopular opinion. @ProBoh on Twitter. Go and vote. Or @professionalbohemian on Instagram. And after the break, we've got complete the news. We've got 100 humans, as well as lifting the lid on this unpopular opinion. Guys, I'm having a lot of fun, a lot of things you could be doing on a Monday morning, but you're here listening to me and Natch, and it means the world. See you soon. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professionalbohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professionalbohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professionalbohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, ProBoh. Okay, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. You're listening to the ProBoh show on this Monday morning, taking you from 8:30 to 9:30. Oh my God. And I'm with you all week this week, guys. Richard Vaughan is back tomorrow morning from 7:30 to 8:30. Super excited to see him. He's here with, I believe someone he met at the book fair, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but I'm excited to see what content he has for us here live on Vaughan Radio, and I'll be back after that from 8:30 to 9:30. Guys, Richard Vaughan's doing some amazing radio right now, but if you're only following him on Vaughan Radio, you're missing it. His amazing radio happens at patreon.com/Richard Vaughan Live. Some interesting stuff going on Richard's private, his exclusive podcast there on Richard Vaughan Live. I'm a subscriber, man. I love it. It's great stuff, Natch. It's great stuff. History, geo-literacy. My favourite of his sections is Hodgepodge, where he talks about a mixture of all sorts of subjects, from his life to his own history. I don't know. It's great stuff. I'm a big fan. Anyway, let's get back to today's unpopular opinion. Okay, unpopular opinion time. I asked everyone, having a child, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Kubler said right before the break, in some first world pets have a more comfortable life than many children. I would agree with that. But then an excuse not to have children is always like, I'm not earning enough to be able to give the child the life that it deserves. And I find that a weird argument because, a child can, when I was a kid, I was passed around to like several members of the family to look after. There was very little money, and I grew up fine. Once I got over the alcoholism, I grew up fine. We would need to tweak our definition of altruism. If altruistic act makes you feel good without it objectively providing you with anything, is that really altruism? It's a great point. That's a great point. It's a great point, Bridge. Okay, Oscar reached out to me on Instagram, and he said, I think the question should be, is a life complete without having a child? Is a life really complete? Have you really done all the things you have to do if you haven't had a child? It's an interesting, I think a lot of people think that way. I know Lady Bo and I, when we've ever spoken about children, she definitely frames it in that way. It's an experience I want to have, I mean, I kind of understand that, and I kind of don't at the same time. I've never gone bungee jumping, but, I'm pretty sure I can live my entire life with never having done it. There's tons of things I haven't done. I haven't hiked across the Sahara Desert. I haven't had braids in my hair. There's tons of things I haven't done in life, and but there is no biological clock ticking on those, right? Do you think it's true, Natch, that women feel pressure to have children more than men do? Do you think that's a true statement?
It shouldn't be. No, I wouldn't say so.
No? Okay,
No.
that's fair to say. I think that's a fair. But you see, with a man, we don't have a finite date where our ability to have children stops. You know what I mean? And I noticed dating in my late 30s, early 40s, you know, much more than prior to that, when I was in my 20s and early 30s. You know, the topic of kids came up a lot more. You know, I want to have kids. Do you want to have kids? Is that a thing you want in your life? You know. So, you know, what is a prerequisite to being a good parent? You know, is a prerequisite earning a lot of money? Is a prerequisite, you know, being in a loving relationship? I think that is probably number one on the list, right? Being in a loving, stable relationship. You know, at least having enough to put food on the table. You know, having enough resources, financial resources, to take care of, you know, between you and your partner, to take care of any life you bring into the world. But is life complete, as Oscar says? Is life incomplete if you don't have a child? I wouldn't say so. I mean, people, you know, she was mentioned earlier on in the chat, Mother Teresa of Calcutta. She had a pretty complete life, man. I'm pretty sure she didn't have children. If she did, you know, pretty sure there would have been a scandal about that. So yeah, I think a life can be complete without one. I think the real key to this question is your idea of worth it. Merece la pena. What is value to you? Is it worth it? You know? I think that's the key to this discussion. Well, what do you think, Natch? Let's go to the results. What do you think? Do you, if you're going to put, what do you think won the argument?
I think it's a tie.
You think it's a
tie?
A complete tie?
I would say that parents, there are more parents that have answered than not.
Yeah.
So maybe one, but yes, it is worth it. But
Okay, this is a good observation, Natch. I will tell you that on Instagram, 64% of people said yes, it's worth it. 36% said no. And on Twitter, let me just move over to Twitter real quick. On Twitter, some votes, final votes going in, pushing yes even further to 69% and no to 31%. But still, it's quite a close call. And yes, I did see parents. I know that, like, a few of the people that voted that are parents. You said something interesting there. I think parents voted, so yes will win. Something we call confirmation bias, right?
yes, it's like if you answer, the question is, will Real Madrid win the Champions League? Most Real Madrid fans will answer. I think. So probably will say yes. I don't know.
Whether that's true or not, it's difficult.
And it's difficult for a parent to say no. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
To admit it in public, at least.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
I mean, I know at least one parent did vote no. But the vast majority of parents that I know that are definitely confirmed parents voted yes. But I do know one that voted no.
I before having children, is an anecdote, I asked my mom, what do you think about having children? And that's it. And I asked the same question, compensa, in Spanish, of course.
Yeah.
And she said, And I was like, I'm your son. I'm here. And I said, no, don't misunderstand me. It's like, I love you and the most, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult, and it requires a lot of you, and you have to give a lot for, the compensa. For me, it's not a thing of it's worth it or not. It's you love having children or not.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly
really
fine
wise.
if you don't like children. I don't agree with your life is not complete. It's like, for people who likes traveling, it's like, your life is not complete if you don't travel around the world.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't think so. I know where I don't like to go to Taiwan, for example. I'm sure that I don't want to. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, but exactly that. For me, that is the key to this debate. What do you want? What are your objectives in life? Because just as Natch quite eloquently said there. If you love to travel, then your life is not complete without traveling. You know, if you love children and you're sure that what you want to do with your life, the way you want to dedicate your life is to raising a family, then, then your life won't be complete or won't feel complete without it. But we're all individuals here and we all have different thoughts and feelings on, on this issue. And thank you so much, guys, for reaching out and writing to me. I love this feedback and I love your opinions. It's a safe place where we can all kind of tell each other the way we think, and no one's going to be judging anyone. It's all good. Nacho asked a question you are not supposed to ask your own mother. I'm sure my mum would say, yeah, no, don't bother. Don't bother. Dude, don't bother. Kubla, if you're willing to change diapers and not to get good night's sleep for a good while, then you have parent stuff. Okay, so here's the thing. All right, let me let me tell you the way I feel about this. Now, I don't have children. Do I want to have children in the future? Depends on the period of life, in my life, where you'd have asked me. In my 20s, I would have said no. In my 30s, I would have said, meh. If it happens, not a big deal. And now in my 40s, I'm much more leaning towards, well, wouldn't it be nice to have a young person to re-experience life through their eyes? But here's the thing. Am I selfless enough to raise a kid? Do I want it enough where I will, because really it's like a nuclear impact in your life, right? From what I've heard from other parents. There's a definite change before kids and after kids. Would you agree with that statement, Natch?
Yeah, it's like two different lives.
Yeah.
Pre and post.
Pre and post.
Yeah. But for people that think that, no, I'm doing it like in a selfish way because I don't want to be alone when I'm old.
Yeah.
And I want someone to take care of for me. I wouldn't say so because that's the last thing I would like my children to do. Take care of me.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a gamble because you never know. You never know what kind of kid. If my kid comes out anything like me, God help me. There you go. Aging sweetens your character and you become more moderate and serene. I actually see it in a different way. I think now I'm in my 40s, I've done most of the things that I wanted to do for myself in my life. You know, I've been a success in theater. I've written professionally. I've painted professionally. I've done TV. I've done radio. Like, my bucket list is slowly at the point of completion. And I know if I had a kid, that there are things that I could pass to that child that I've learned in my life that would really kind of, that would really work as a benefit to that little life. But that said, if I don't have children, then it won't be such a big deal for me. You know what I mean? It won't be such a big deal for me. I'll live out the rest of my days perfectly happy, But if it does happen, it would not be the end of the world. Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, they're a lot more kind of focused in on that as a life goal, and I don't see that as a bad thing. But the question here, is it worth it? And I think the answer to that question is, it depends on you. Are you a person that really wants that experience, that really wants to raise a young life and bring it into adulthood? Then if that's the case, then yes, it is worth it to you. Like me with dog ownership or bungee jumpers, I think the worst thing that can happen, I think the worst reason to have a kid is for societal pressure. Because this is the next step and this is what I have to do. I've gotten married, I've bought my house, now I have to have a child. No, come on. That's a silly way to think. There are many ways to live a life, and don't let anyone tell you how to live yours. I think that's the key to this question. Kubla says, bucket list, things to do before you die. Exactly. Hadri, benefits of having a child. Children ground you, make you humble, teach you to accept many things that are not in control. Loved ones feels, pains, joys, and with them is immense. Watching them blossom into good humans is an amazing part. Yeah. Yeah, and there's another thing I've heard from many parents who, unexpectedly became pregnant and then had the child, is that you change when you're a parent. You see that little life that is yours, that is something that you've created, and you automatically change. Who knows? So Rob, you've kicked your bucket list. Not completely. There are still things I want to do for me, but nothing so prescient where it would stop me from being a father. And I think, several things in my life before now would have, at least if I was going to be selfless enough to have a child. Anyway, let's go to 100 humans, Natch. Woo! 100 humans, friends. On my way to work, my 5-hour walk to work today, I asked 100 humans a very simple question. People doubt me, Natch. They think I'm lying. They don't think I actually ask 100 humans.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have had comments saying, Rob, there's no way. These people, no faith. So yeah, it just so happens on my 5-hour hike over mountains, through valleys, I encounter around 100 humans. I ask them all a question, and I am in possession of the top 7 answers. Let's see how many of those answers you out there and the Natch can identify. Here we go. So I asked them to name something that spies, spies, like James Bond. Name something that spies always carry in movies. So I asked 100 humans to name something that spies always carry in movies. And I am in possession of the top 7 answers from our 100 humans. Let's see what you guys think. What do you think, Natch? What's something a spy always carries in movies?
I don't know how to say it, like a kit for opening doors.
A lock-picking kit.
In Spanish, I don't know.
Yeah, we'd say a lockpick. A lockpick. Natch, it's not there.
Oh.
Kubla Khan answered, he says, a magnifying glass. A magnifying glass. Let's give him a round of applause, Natch. It is there. It is the 5th most popular answer. 8 of the 100 humans answered magnifying glass. Congratulations. Congratulations, Koobs. Any other ideas? Let's think of some movie scenes, How about those scenes where spies are exchanging information? They usually have that information inside of something that they carry. What do you think, Natch?
Well, I don't know how to say un maletín.
A briefcase. A briefcase. Give yourself a round of applause, Natch. Not the most popular answer, but it is up there, the 6th most popular answer. 4 of our 100 humans answered briefcase. Come on, chat. Something that a spy would carry. Dude, this is a great exercise for vocabulary. Come on, my friends. In case there's no light, a good spy always carries a flashlight. It's there. Give him a round of applause. The 7th most popular answer, flashlight. 4 of the 100 humans answered. Ladybo says, a watch. A watch. It's not there, Ladybo. Doesn't mean it's not a great answer, but it's not there. Oof. Tough one today. People are struggling. Okay. You guys have got the bottom 3. But there are 4 more popular answers. One that's obvious. Think James Bond. Think the opening sequence of every James Bond movie. Da-na, da-na, na-na-na. Jaime Lazo usually carries a gun. Let's give him a round of applause. Well done, Koobs. It is there. Koobs and Ladybo right after, a weapon. It's there. The most popular answer, with 34 of our 100 humans saying gun. Yeah. They woke up on the wrong side of the bed, these 100 humans this morning. A wide-brimmed hat, says Born to Iron Man. A hat with a brim that's very wide. Sorry, Born to Iron Man, it is not there. Sorry about that. What about a camera, says Kubla Khan. Let's give him a round of applause. Oh, my God. It is there. 18 of the 100 humans answered camera, the third most popular. Third most popular answer. There are just 2 that you guys haven't got. Just 2. A cop, says Hadri. A cop is not there. I don't know how a spy would carry around a policeman. Over their shoulder, maybe. I don't know. Okay, how's about if you wanted to see a far distance? What would you use, Natch?
Binoculars?
Binoculars! It's the second most popular answer. Ooh, Ladyball had a great one. Trench coat. Those are the long coats that spies often seen wearing. It's not there, but a great answer. Okay. There's one more. And nowadays, everyone carries one. We use it to play Wordle, you and I, Natch. What is it?
A cell phone.
A phone! Oh, my God. That's it, a phone. 9 of the 100 humans answered a phone. Guys, that was 100 humans for the day. Well done. Well done. You killed it. You with a little help, I'll be honest. I helped out a little more than I usually do. But that's because I love you guys. It's because I love you. All right, let's go to complete the news. Okay, today's complete the news. This is a good one. I hope you're ready, guys. Okay. In this section, I'm going to read you part of a news headline. I need your help in completing what this news is actually about. I have 1 or 2 today, depending on how much time we have. Okay. This is about the car manufacturer Toyota. Okay. Toyota is recalling its first mainstream. Mainstream es, como decir popular. Que algo que es, it's very affordable to the public. It's mainstream. It's something that everyone can access. Toyota is recalling its first mainstream electric car because blank. So Toyota has developed an electric car, and it's recalling them. It's having them sent back to the factory because it has a problem. Toyota is recalling its first mainstream electric car because blank. Here are your options, folks. Here are your options. Option number 1. The battery overheats. The battery overheats. Now think along the same lines as what happened with Samsung's Galaxy 10, where they were exploding. So, yeah, Toyota recalled their electric cars because the battery overheats, possibly causing an explosion. Is it 2? Because they have a faulty charge indicator. Un indicador de carga. So when people charge it, they don't know if they've gotten to a full charge, and quite often people are getting stranded because of the faulty charge indicator. So is it A, battery overheats, 2, B, faulty charge indicator, or is it C, the wheels fall off? Or is it C, because the wheels fall off? A, B, or C, guys, those are your options. Toyota is recalling its first mainstream electric car because A, the battery overheats, B, the charge indicator is faulty, or C, the wheels fall off. What do you think, Natch?
The wheels fall off.
Okay, Kubla says the wheels fall off. Hadri says the third one. Ladyball says C, the third one. Let's get a drum roll. Because the wheels fall off, folks. The wheels fall off. Toyota is recalling its first mainstream electric car because the wheels can fall off. Toyota has issued recalls for its first mainstream electric car and one of its full-sized pickup trucks for problems in which the nuts and bolts... I know how you say nuts and bolts. Tuercos y... ¿Cómo se dice?
Yes. Tornillos y tuercas.
Tornillos y tuercas, yeah, I think that's it. Could loosen and the wheels or axles can become disconnected. Oh my God. Buy a Tesla, folks. Buy a Tesla. You may not be the nicest guy, Elon Musk, but at least your wheels aren't going to fall off. Let's do another real quick one. Okay. Blank. So this is starting off with a, so blank returns safely from the stratosphere. Okay. So has returned safely from the stratosphere. It's like around 23 kilometers above the Earth. Blank has returned safely from the stratosphere, and they're looking maybe at doing a manned flight next. Or another manned flight, my bad. So blank has returned safely from the stratosphere. Here are your options. An 80-year-old man in a homemade aircraft. En un avión casera. An 80-year-old man in a homemade aircraft. Is it B, a Ford Explorer, which is a type of car. It's a big truck. A Ford Explorer with a crash test dummy. A crash test dummy is kind of like a mannequin where you can judge the impact of a crash. Or is it C, a hamster in a balloon? A hamster in a balloon. Hamster is a small rodent that people buy for their children. So blank returns safely from the stratosphere. Is it an 80-year-old man in a homemade aircraft? A. B, Ford Explorer with a crash test dummy, or C, a hamster in a balloon? What do you think, Natch?
Crash test dummy.
Crash test dummy. You're going for option B. Okay, let's get a drum roll. Hamster in a balloon returns safely from the stratosphere. A manned flight is now a possibility. A flying balloon carrying a hamster has been launched into the stratosphere to an altitude of 23 kilometers and returned safely. So there you go. That was today's Complete the News, guys. I've had a lot of fun today. I'll be back at 1:30 today with the Lunchtime Show, and then this evening on my own channel, Professional Bohemian, with some art. Guys, had an amazing time. A lot of things you could be doing on this Monday morning. Instead of doing those things, you are here with me, and it means the world. I will see you next time.